the occupation itself, of course, but that Israel actually continues. Its military raids inside occupied West Bank cities such as Hebron, also known as El Khalil, and also Nablus and the city of Jenin, as the recent operation took place in the city of Jenin in the refugee camp, and 2 Palestinians were killed by Israeli security forces very early days of Thursday. And what we see so far, the situation in occupied West Bank, there is a wave of Palestinian youth that are actually frustrated with the occupation itself, of course, but they are also frustrated with their leaders, according to some reports, and they are not on the same page with the Palestinian leaders. They just want to continue their military struggle against Israeli occupation. So that shows that Israel is actually trying to break this wave. That's why since the beginning of this year, and between the March and April, there were some Palestinian attacks to Israelis in some cities like Tel Aviv, and after that Israel conducted its military raids inside occupied West Bank cities, and they called these operations Operation Break the Wave. And that shows that this is the main issue right now. Palestinian youth are actually trying to take the initiative from their leaders, and they are actually attacking Israelis, and Israelis trying to break this wave. This is the main picture that I can see so far. And as you have said, in the last 72 hours, 8 Palestinians were killed, and we are expecting these operations to continue, because we still do not know whether, when, and how it will end from Israeli side. And there are also some concerning news that we can expect because this is a transition period right now, and Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to form and expected to become Israel's prime minister again. He's expected to form the most right-wing government of Israel into occupied West Bank cities such as Nablus and also Jenin and Jenin refugee camp in the city continuous. And today, before dawn, there was an operation again, and Israelis were there. According to Israeli army reports, they were there to arrest a wanted Palestinian, and according to the Israeli army, that wanted Palestinian was accused of being part of a terror organization. This is what Israeli army says. According to, again, Israeli media and Israeli army, during this arrest operation, there was an exchange of fire between Palestinians and also Israeli army, and during this exchange of fire, 3 Palestinians were killed by Israeli security forces, and there were other Palestinians injured, according to Israeli media reports, and there was no report saying that there were some Israeli casualties. And those Palestinians who were killed by Israelis were 29 years old, and Atta Shalabi was reported as 49 years old. And as I said, that there were additional numbers of Palestinians who were injured. And Khalid Hija, who was a Palestinian suspect, was arrested by Israeli security forces. As I'm reporting you, the casualties right now, there is still no sign that these operations will end near time, and tomorrow we can see more operations, because it's been going on for at least 1 year, and since the beginning of this year there were some Israeli operations in the cities. The Israelis mostly concentrating on their operations and military raids into West Bank cities such as Nablus and Jenin. And since the beginning of this year, more than 200 Palestinians were reportedly killed by Israeli security forces. Most of them were actually from occupied West Bank cities, and also from Israeli side was the deadliest year since 2008. And according to reports, 31 Israelis were killed by Palestinians in both occupied West Bank and Israeli cities.